Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Dean from Electronisounds. Stick around. Today I want to talk to you about a new 23-year-old piece of vintage gear that I have recently picked up for the studio. This is a Quasimidi Rave-O-Lution 309. Come on, let's check it out.
Electronisounds Audio, the YouTube channel for you.
I know a lot of you guys are saying, Dean, seriously, what is up with all the old school gear? Guys, I started in 1994, and a lot of this stuff is kind of like just bringing back a feeling for me of like nostalgia and kind of coming back to my roots and where I started. I started out with hardware only, and over the years progressed to working in the computer and working with DAWs and now Ableton. And at one point, I was 100% in the box and had zero gear left. So it's been a really interesting journey trying to track down some of these special pieces from like back in the days when I started and whatnot. And it's definitely recapturing a feeling from a long time ago. All right, take a look at this beauty. Right off the jump, you might notice that these knobs are not the standard black knobs that usually come with the Rave-O-Lution. And this big guy here is also different. So the knobs on this guy are custom. The LED display here has also been changed for an aftermarket upgraded LED display. This unit actually is pretty much a dream unit, guys. It came in pretty much mint condition, and it has all three of the possible expansion upgrades that this unit are available for this unit. First off, to upgrade the operating system, it's old school. You don't connect it to the computer and download a new operating system for it. You have to actually open this up and put a new chip inside. It came with the most recent operating system, the version 3.0 operating system, which fixed some of the glitches, I guess, that came with the unit originally. It also has the drum expansion inside of it, which gives more drum sounds, and it also has the synth expansion in it, which gives more synthesizer sounds, and it also has the expansion on the back where you've got the additional outputs. So literally, this was like a dream find for me, you guys. I would like to do some tutorials on this, but I'm not 100% sure if it's applicable, being as though this is a fully upgraded unit, and I'm not sure how comparable it will be to work with, a unit that does not have the drum upgrade, the synth upgrade, the multiple output upgrade, and the operating system upgrade, because those things definitely do affect the behavior and the performance of the unit. So basically how this works, guys, is you've got four drum voices, and you've got a bass and a lead synth voice. Okay, so you can select different kick drums, you can tune them, you can change the attack, the decay, and you can save those into a sound slot. You can do the same with the snare. You can pull up like an internal sound, you can change the decay, you can change the tuning and whatnot, and then you can save that to an internal sound slot. The patterns call up the sounds from the internal sound slots. So once you've assigned a sound to a slot, you kind of need to leave it in that slot, because if you change the sound, any other patterns that are using that sound, it will affect those patterns as well. So it's a little bit old school to work with. I've been actually keeping notes on the side about where I've been storing some of the sounds and some of the patterns. The bonus about this thing is that it comes with a whole bunch of what they call motifs right off the jump for every single instrument. And with the upgraded operating system, it will allow me to hit shift and the select button, and it will randomize what each instrument is playing, allowing me to just, have a lot of fun and get some jams going really quickly. Enough talking, guys. Let me show you what this thing sounds like. the thing with this unit, guys, is it has about 100 motifs for the kick drum, for the snare drum, for the hats, you know, and for the bass and the synth. They're pretty dated, you know, this is from 1996, but you can take the time and you can get in here and you can program all of your own motifs, and you can have basically a song playing, and you can basically have 8 patterns in that song, and then you can basically use these special loop tracks over here on the side as well to at any time during your song bring in whatever you assign here. So say I can assign like the special loop track 1 to mute the kick drum, and I could assign like the special, you know, loop track number 2 to add a clap at any time during the session. So I could have my patterns over here, which will trigger on the next downbeat of the next bar. I could be tweaking those sounds in real time, and at any time I can bring in one of these special loop tracks that I've programmed, you know, to be whatever it would be that I've programmed. On the kick drum, you can select between, you know, about 100 and some odd sounds from the drum expansion and save the actual, you know, kick drum here. Same thing with the snare drum, you just select your sound and then you can save it to an actual, you know, sound bank using the, you know, that'll save the tunings and the level settings to that sound and stuff. Now the percussion set is a little bit different because it's actually a key map that has different sounds, you know, basically spread across different keys. I think there's 12 sounds in each percussion map, and you can set up which sounds those are and how those are triggered inside of the unit. The bass synth is really awesome as well. It's just a mono synth that's I think based on like sampled waveforms and whatnot, and it's pretty dirty and pretty lo-fi, and I think you know, that has a lot of character to it as well. If you guys would like to see some tutorials about how to program some beats from this in real time from scratch, go ahead and just drop some comments down below and I'll see if I can make that happen for you guys. Something else to note on this, you guys, is I find that the sounds that are inside of here are really uneven. Like, they're not like any sort of normalization as far as like the sound levels. Sometimes when you're scrolling through the kick drums, you may come across a really low volume kick drum, or you may come across an extremely loud volume kick drum. The same seems to be true with all the rest of the sounds. You may have a snare that like explodes out of the speakers, whereas the next snare is going to be very quiet. I think that your, you know, best use of a unit like this is really to get inside of it and, you know, program the sounds and the patterns that are available to you, you know, to your own patterns. I think a lot of people will probably get in a unit like this, experiment a little bit with some of these dated, you know, inbuilt patterns, and kind of just give up on the unit because it is a little bit difficult to program, but definitely very much doable, you guys. Definitely very much doable. I would say don't let the initial built-in patterns and some of the unevenness and datedness of the unit, you know, stop you from enjoying it. Because if you get in here and you program some stuff specifically, you can really get some really cool grooves out of this thing. And I'm going to continue to be showing that on the channel as well. I also just posted a live jam where I'm using the Quasimidi as the main brain and sequencer. I'll put a link to that in case you want to check it out. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and until next time, thanks for watching.